know that 3 supporters were shot in that Pennsylvania crowd, 3 adult men who were attending that rally. One of them did not survive. Corey Comperatore, a 50-year-old firefighter, husband, and father of 2 daughters, remembered as a hero tonight. He had brought his family to the rally, and tonight his family says he died jumping onto his loved ones to protect them from the gunfire. Here's Whit Johnson.
We're doing this video to remember the man, the myth, the legend. A volunteer firefighter, a firefighter for many years, a hero in so many people's eyes, especially in the eyes of his daughters and of his high school sweetheart. High school sweetheart, not like he met her 10 years ago. It still would be awful. Her best friend and his best friend. He was a guy that would give you the shirt off his back if you asked for it or didn't ask for it. Whether you knew it or not, he would be there for you. And he knew you needed him or needed help in any way, even before you did. And even if you didn't want him to waste his time with you, he didn't feel like it was a waste of time. He was the kind of guy that would give his life for anybody and doing a job that required him to put his life on the line. And he embodied that, especially on Saturday, in the way he protected his family. This is going to be a tough one. This is Corey Comperatore. They pronounce his name wrong, but it's Corey Comperatore. And, man, this is just heartbreaking. Let's get to it.
At the Buffalo Township Volunteer Fire Company, black bunting hangs in honor of 30-year veteran Corey Comperatore.
He's a guy with a smile that lit up a room, volunteered here for years, doing life-saving stuff for complete strangers, putting his life on the line.
Corey's uniform still on display in his locker next to those of his fellow firefighters. A day earlier, the 50-year-old husband and father was in the crowd with his family at former President Trump's rally as a hail of gunfire erupted. An attempted assassination against Trump. Corey killed in the chaos while shielding his family.
He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being fired. And he lost his life. God love him.
Corey was a girl dad. Corey was a firefighter. Corey went to church every Sunday. Corey loved his community. And most especially, Corey loved his family.
Today, Pennsylvania's Governor Josh Shapiro ordering flags across the Commonwealth lowered to half staff in recognition of the tragedy, speaking with Corey's grieving loved ones.
They have some very challenging times ahead of them. They will have an empty seat at the dinner table for the rest of their lives. But we need to make sure that Corey's memory is forever a blessing.
Corey's family posting tributes online. Those who knew him not surprised by his sacrifice.
Even if as a complete stranger, it wouldn't have been a shock to know that he did everything he could to keep people safe. That's just truly the man he is.
And we heard that over and over again today, Whit, from anyone who knew him tonight. Corey Comperatore's friends and family members are all saying he would reach out to anyone if they were in need.
Absolutely, David. And Corey worked as a maintenance foreman. His employer telling us tonight that he was the kind of guy who could make friends in a heartbeat and would do anything to maintain the safety of the people around him, calling this a huge loss for the community. David.
Man, what a devastating loss. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green, Libertarian, Tea Party, Republican, just some kind of guy on the street. I don't care who it is. You don't want to see this. You don't want to have an empty seat at the dinner table. You don't want. Oh man, just his daughters not having their daddy, and if they're not married, they're not gonna have him walking them down the aisle, and they're not gonna have him there for advice. They're not gonna have him there for their protection. They're not gonna have him there just to have dad there. And that is just the ultimate loss. This is not something to take so lightly. And the fact that this happened and the setup happened and this willful negligence by U.S. security, it's just absolutely heartbreaking, monstrous, and devastating. I can't imagine how his family's doing. You know, there's not a dry eye in that house, even a week later. And nothing could ever bring him back. You could raise all the money you want. You could order as many flags at half staff as you want. You can get as many calls from politicians if you want. You can get as many calls from friends and family. Everyone is struggling. This is very difficult. What a good man. This is the kind of guy you want on your side. This is the kind of guy you want around your family, around your kids. You know, this is the kind of influence you want around them. And unfortunately, Corey Comperatore passed away from his serious life injury with that bullet hitting him diving to protect his girls, all three, his wife and his two awesome, amazing daughters. Keep your prayers and condolences going out to his friends and to his family, especially to his fellow firefighters, to the maintenance company he worked at, everyone that knew him. We send our condolences to you, and keep all of your guys' prayers and condolences and well wishes to the family. This is heartbreaking.